I'm glad I have the opportunity and that Eric and this group in the Urban Institute reached out to ask me to come give everybody an update on the region's transition back to collecting a fare. Eric, if you could advance the slide for me, please. So, a quick reminder, if anybody isn't aware or seen any of the news articles, the the rollout is going to be a two-phase rollout of fare collection. The first phase will be rolled out on June 1st to coincide with the World Cup. It will have three primary ways for people to pay the fare. A tap to pay function similar to what people would use a credit card for tapping at a grocery store or a pharmacy or any other way. You can use a physical credit card or a card that's loaded onto your mobile wallet. There will be a mobile app that is being rolled out that will have the ability to store value, pay a fare, and send value as well to family accounts. And then there will be pre-programmed limited use cards as well that people can purchase from an administrative point of sale system that we're looking at placing in strategic locations around the region. We have two of them identified as well. We already have two identified to be at the KCATA headquarters and our largest transit center at East Village, as well as one at 75th and Prospect at a transit center. And we're looking for opportunities in Johnson County and Kansas City, Kansas as well. Phase two will be the much larger full rollout of the fare system, where the full rollout of pass and reduced fare programs will be available. Some will be available in phase one, specifically, you know, income based, low income, and disabled programs, as well as age programs and Medicare and Medicaid programs as well will be in phase one. But the full rollout will be in phase two, and we'll get a little bit more into that as we go. On the right side, you can see the cost of the fares that have been identified and approved by our board, with a single ride base fare being $2, up to a monthly pass being $62.50. For people that remember when we used to collect fare back in 2020 was the last time we collect fare. We used free transfers in our system. We'll no longer be doing free transfers, and we'll be moving to more of the industry standard of using fare capping, which is the way to ensure equity. And there's the next slide, if Eric can advance one more. This is going to be prettied up when we actually send this to the public and we go through our public engagement to kind of teach them what fare capping means. But the simplest way of explaining it is basically just ensuring that a person that does not have the ability to pay the upfront cost of purchasing a pass will never be charged more than what that cost would be through single rides. So if we look at it from the point of a day, a person takes their first ride, they're charged $2. They take their second ride, they're charged $2. They have hit that day pass, they've paid $4, and so they've essentially already purchased a day pass. And so the rest of their trips that day are free. And so that works in a 24-hour period of time during a calendar week of 7 days. Once a person is essentially paid $20, the rest of that rides in that 7 day period of time are free. And then same with the monthly pass. Eric, if you could advance for me. So this is basically just an update on where we are in the project. I always like to try to remind people that this process normally takes a year and a half, and we are doing a great job condensing it into a much shorter, tighter project schedule. But essentially, we've had site visits, we've had installation requirement visits. The technology is being delivered next month and going to be installed next month. That's when we'll be able to start taking buses that have validators on them out into the community to do how to ride events. We'll be partnering with Jackson County leaders, Kansas City, Missouri elected officials, and unified government elected officials to basically find those community meetings that we can bring a bus out to do how to ride events. Eric, if you could advance for me. So we always get a lot of questions about, when are people going to see more public engagement start happening? It'll be this month. So this week is where you will first start seeing a bunch of social media posts going out, a bunch of traditional news articles going out, frequently asked question documents, a new page on our website where people can be updated on, they can sign up to basically receive updates as they come. Um, we'll start having onboard announcements, both audio and visual, on all of our buses, as well as the more traditional posters at bus stops. We've already had several meetings with community members already, and we're actually seeing some pretty positive feedback from the community, where people are most concerned, and it's a real concern, is more getting more information about the past programs. So Eric, if you could advance. So these are the stakeholders that we've been working with so far. You'll see a lot of Kansas City, Missouri, but we've also now engaged with Unified Government and Johnson County elected officials, employers, universities, and healthcare providers. Some of the larger ones are specifically Kansas City, Missouri employees, Jackson County employees, University of Missouri Kansas City employees. We also yesterday met with the University of Kansas Health System, and specifically the United Way, who's being a great partner to kind of help bring more social service providers and potential partnerships to the KCATA. What we uh, what we really want to make sure that we emphasize is that when we did collect fares, we had a lot of past programs and a lot of partnerships. Our goal is to bring all of those back, and we've already engaged with all of them and see great support for bringing it back. And those organizations are universities, large employers in the area, healthcare providers, those frontline social service providers, and we're excited to partner with them, and we're excited to continue to find new opportunities for partnership. Eric, if you could advance. So, an update to the PASS program. Again, you heard me mention that in phase one, this will be rolled out in a limited way, just because the technology and partnerships will take time to be tested, vetted, and agreements signed. So we will have an employer pass where we'll work with large organizations like Cerner or municipal offices. We'll have the UPass, which is basically our university partnership. In the past, we had this partnership with UMKC. We had it with uh, Kansas City Community College, and we had it with the Metropolitan Community College, and we also had partnerships with Kansas City, Missouri high schools. Then we have the Veterans Pass and the Opportunity Pass. Again, the Opportunity Pass is essentially an umbrella that covers all those frontline social service providers. Um, we want to make sure everybody knows that we're going to try to reach out to as many people as possible, but please, if you haven't been reached out to and you're interested in partnering with us, please reach out to us. When I'm done talking, I'll be putting my contact information and the contact information of Bryce Shields, who at the KCATA is being tasked with creating those partnerships. Um, and then we're identifying the strategies to help bridge the gap between phase one and phase two rollout by purchasing more pre-programmed limited use tickets that can actually be handed out to social service providers, and they can disperse those among their clients. And so I believe that is all of the slides that I have. I'll put my contact information and Bryce Shields' contact information into the chat. And I can also answer questions as they come up in chat just by typing into the chat.
One question from Kay, AJ. I don't know if you want to come off mute to answer or address in the chat.
Yeah. So in the way it's going to work, Kay, is that we will essentially sign an agreement with you, and we can do it, and we can give you different fare media or fare products, whether you'll be interested in those pre-programmed, like one-time use passes, or if you're going to be more interested in reloadable smart cards, or if your clients have reliable contact information like an email and have access to a smartphone, We also can use the backend portal to essentially just categorize your clients as opportunity pass qualified individuals, and it will just automatically attach it to their mobile app account. As far as the pricing and stuff goes, the KCATA's plan is that we will be matching essentially up to 25% of a subsidized fare. And it would then would be incumbent on the organization or entity if they want to further subsidize and get it all the way to free. We would work with them on that, but we'd be matching basically up to 25%. And Kay, I'll be dropping contact information so we can sync up and you can get a little bit more detailed information through myself and Bryce Shields.
Perfect. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer that.
Of course.
Awesome. Well, we'll turn now to Joe, and then any other questions that pop up, feel free to drop them in the chat. Joe, I'll share my screen and then turn over to you.
Great. Well, thanks, AJ.